Hey guys, Travis with Iron Rock Off-Road. You've been asking for it. We finally got the TJ content. 04 TJ Unlimited. That's right, we got an LJ. This one's got about a 2-inch lift in it, unknown. Couple goodies on it. We got some 35-inch STT Pros. We've got a few little quirks to this one. We've got a catalog of good parts. We're gonna give it some love. First thing we're gonna do, axle swap. All right guys, so the LJ came with a Dana 30 low pinion. Nobody wants that. We need to get that out of there. We've got an 08 JK Rubicon front and rear axle set. This one's already got new brakes on it, new ball joints. There's 488 gears in here and a factory E-locker, and it's 5 inches overall wider than the TJ. So it's gonna be a beefy upgrade. So with our front axle, we got some work to do to fit this under the TJ, but don't worry, we're gonna show you how to do it. We have an axle swap truss for this to be a bolt-in ready. We just got to get rid of all the JK bracketry and our old Iron Rock off-road truss right here. So we're on to our next step here. We're going to start our teardown. I've already started removing the brakes and everything like that. Got to cut off all our old brackets. We are going to cut off this old truss. And this upper control arm mount is going to get cut off for the 3-link front long arm kit that we're going to put in. So we're going to get our carrier out of here. We got a couple shaved off bolts. Those are going to be fun to get off. So all of our cutting's done. Sorry we didn't get any video of that. My camera guy was busy. Apparently he has another job. Got it all stripped down and we found some surprises inside our diff cover here. All right, so inside of our diff cover, we didn't find much oil. Found a little bit of water. The gears look okay. We've got some new bearings and races on the way, and we got to get this thing cleaned up and hope we can still use that E-locker. So we've got our axle prepped. We're going to check and make sure that it's not bent before we weld our truss on. We made these pucks in our machine shop. They're going to get installed right where the carrier bearings would go. You'll tighten this down, and then we're going to run a rod all the way through and check it, make sure it's not bent. So a lot of buildup in these axles. We're going to do what we can to kind of get the majority of the junk out of it before we put new seals and get everything put back together. All right, so we got our bar inside here to see if our axle is straight. Keep an eye on this here, but if you look right down there, see how the bar is touching the front side of the axle tube? That means our C end here must have hit a rock at some point. It got bashed in. And then our long side of the tube, it looks decent forward and back, but we are riding on the bottom of the tube, so we're gonna have to put this in the press and get this thing straightened out before we start doing a bunch of welding. So we got our axle up on our jig. What we're going to do is we're going to start on our short side. That's where we saw the biggest issue with the bend. We rotated the axle so that we're going to be pushing our bend upward to get it back straight. You want to be slow and diligent with this. You can always let off, check it, repress it up again, check it again. You want to go slightly past straight, because when you let off that bottle jack, it's going to want to flex back down just a hair. So just be slow, do it right. It's going to be sketchy. So if you guys remember how when this was tilted the other way, our C was bent backwards. So essentially this way. So we were able to get our bar in quite a bit farther than we were, so we're on the right track, but it does look like we need to keep going a little bit. We want this to be flush, even all the way around. So we did quite a bit of jacking up of the long tube, but as you can see, we're slightly a little tighter on the top. That's okay. That means we're bent upwards a little bit. So when we go to start, welding our truss onto this and getting some upward tension, she'll level right out. All right, so this was my first axle bend fix, and I'm going to tell you guys it's a process. Took us a little over an hour of readjusting chains, jacking it up, testing it. When we started, we could not get the bar through whatsoever. If you look right in here now, we got a good gap all the way around that on both sides. We did have to adjust both sides, but now we know it's straight. Get it cleaned up a little more and we're ready to get our truss on. Finally got our axle straight as we can get it. Now we're on to the fun part. This is our JK2TJ or LJ swap kit. So we got our top side plates front and rear. Those are 1/4 inch. Our top piece going over the diff is 3/8. We do have both upper control arm mounts. These are press-in bushings. We do offer flex joint styles for those. Comes with the lower spring retainers and our top and bottom C gussets, which most companies do not incorporate into the truss like we do. And then the last cool feature I want to mention, our LCA mounts were actually designed to push up to where they will be flush with the bottom of your axle tube. So that's great for ground clearance. All right, so we're going to start assembling our main portion. So this is our top cap spring mount. It's going to be kind of your setup point. Flip that over. All the tabs are oriented differently, so it only slots together one way. You got your little tabs everywhere. Start setting them in. They'll drop right in place. It's nice to have a spot where you can hang this side off, just kind of get everything nice and set up, ready to go. So we got our upper C all cleaned up real nice, and then we got our gusset. We had to form it a little bit to get a nice tight fit. We got it fully welded all the way around. We did that so when we get our truss on there, we're going to know everything's going to clear, nothing's going to bind and push the truss where it's not supposed to be. Now that we got our C gussets on, we're going to start working on this little portion of the spring mount. It does notch together just like the other side does. We've got a couple magnets in here just to make sure it's nice and square. We'll get some tacks on there. We'll get this portion on before we do our top cap. So we just welded our carriage bolt into our bottom spring mount. So essentially what we're doing here, this will sit right in there. A couple washers will sit there. We'll drop our coil spring on, and then our spring retainer will go inside of the coil and lock it down. All right, so now that we got our studs in there, we're going to finish kind of getting this put together so we can tack it, make sure everything's cleaned up and ready to weld. When you get your top plate on there, we got one notch right there. This will slot in. And you want to make sure both ends are flush on both sides. And then if your truss is kind of oriented too far forward or too far back, you'll know, because you will not be able to access that locker bolt or fitting. So make sure everything's good to go before you finish tacking it and fully welding it. All right, so we've got our truss all tacked together. Now we need to make sure plates are tight, make sure everything's tacked together in quite a few spots so it's not warping as you're welding it. Make sure you're orienting it correctly. We are gonna weld a little bit on the cast on this one just because we can. So clean that up as best we can. We're ready to slap it together. So here we have our raised track bar bracket and our sway bar link mount. It's 4 pieces, kind of tack it all together. Everything slots together. Just do small tacks, so if you got to make some adjustments, you can. And if you're good enough, it should slide right in. So now we're going to work on our lower control arm brackets and our shock mount brackets. They are all notched in, so no thinking there. The kits come with these sleeves to help kind of set your gap for it. You don't want to crank these down, so if you start welding on them, they could bow out, they could bow in, could be a beast to try and pry them out. If you forget them and you do end up welding them, you'll be able to move them as you need them, but it's what they're there for. So we're going to get these tacked in, and then we'll put our other side of our lower control arm mount slotted in right here. Now we're going to put on our driver's side sway bar link. I'm going to cheat and use a magnet since my camera guy is feeling lazy and doesn't want to get his hands dirty. So now we got our gusset for our sway bar link. I'm going to put and finish a weld here before so that we get a good weld on that end, and that's going to sit just like that. All right, so now we're on to our upper control arm mounts. If you're running a long arm 3-link, you can choose whether or not to put the passenger side one on. This application we're going to. If you look on the top of the truss plate, you'll see some laser etch lines. They're kind of hard to see possibly on camera, but they are there. They'll have your side to side and your front and rears. So just line everything up, tack them on. Same thing on the driver's side. The only difference, this one's got a slight bevel to it. Still got your laser etch lines side to side, front and rear. It should sit on there just like so. So we finally got everything finished welded on our new JK axle going into the LJ project. I did do all the welding on this myself. I'm not a welder. I know just enough to be dangerous with it, but I'm not a professional. We've got our professional welders over there building your guys' parts right now. This is my axle going in my project, so I was okay with it not being perfect. But most guys Jeeping aren't perfect. They just need it to work. So you'll see some good welds on here. You'll see some bad welds on here. The main point is make sure everything is welded solid. You don't miss any of your spots. If you have the option of like putting it on jack stands and welding it outside of the vehicle, rotate that thing around, you know, flip it upside down to get the best possible shot at your welds as you can. We did not end up welding on our upper for the passenger side because we are going to do our 3-link front. So we did do our upper and we swapped that out for a flex joint style, which we will be looking at upgrading with this kit. But got all of our mounts are on, ready to go. Just needs some paint and then we'll be ready to slap this thing in. We do still have a few things before we throw it in the vehicle. I still got to get bearings on the carrier install. We're going to swap out this rear pinion to a yoke style. But yeah, video is getting a little long, so we're going to install this later with our 3-link. So stay tuned and like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.